So I made the mistake of doing a Windows 10 update, and it keeps wanting to remove things I own as like a danger to me.
God, yeah.
Is it like those old 90s games you play?
Yeah, it tried to kill what's it called? I have like a Halloween 3D pinball night game from like 1995, and it told me it was a threat to America and just automatically removed it. I had to like isolate it to play my shitty Goblin pinball game.
I have that with the old Rise of Nations on CD discs and all that. Every time I
Oh my
update
God.
Windows, it just throws a fit.
Is this yours, Mandalore? What the is this?
Yeah, that was my my old skeleton box.
Is that your
I
wedding
still have
ring
it.
next to it? Down
Is
there in
it?
the
Oh no, I
corner?
think it's a keychain for something. No, those glowing things are the giant like tube meters. So like they'll have like a physical dial that goes up when your voice is loud.
Wait, it's a line 6. You're using
Yeah.
a line 6.
Yeah, I was using a. It's mainly for guitars.
Yeah, I'm aware. I think I used to have this.
It's like 15 years old, but it started to die recently, so I had to get something more modern.
Also, a wonderful smart RG router in the background.
Yeah, that was provided to me by my my local ISP.
Have
Oh
you,
my God.
what's your internet speeds like in the States? Because I know they're all over the place.
I got fiber fairly recently. When I say recently, I mean like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But it's not like super fast fiber. It goes up to like 900 up download.
Mine's
Before-
fiber too.
Yeah, before I had I want to say 30 to 40 megabytes per second, maybe
God.
on a good day.
Oh my
when I
god.
was starting out on YouTube, I had 400 kilobit per second upload speed. It
Are
would
you
take-
serious?
Yeah, it would take me about like half a day to upload a video.
Jesus.
Incredible. I like pre-compressed.
Drive to the library and do it.
Yeah, I mean, I know YouTubers who've done that when they've moved house and they like have really poor internet for the first few weeks. They just go and upload everything they have at a library or a coffee shop.
Yeah.
A library. Oh, I don't know why in my head I was like, a library on your computer?
No, it's
What
just
is
like a house. It's a house where books are.
Crazy. You might not have them in America, but we have them all over the place in the UK.
Don't do that. That's so mean. You're right though. Let's just
We've got libraries that are like 10 times older than your country. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's true.
Most of the universities in Wales, for example, they're in like small towns, and the towns will have a few pubs. There'll be like one designated pub where the students can go, and then all of the other pubs students aren't allowed to go to because most of the students aren't Welsh. So if they go to these pubs, they'll just be shouted at and like thrown out because it's for locals.
Are you
that want to speak
serious?
Welsh. It's incredible. Like it's a really unique place. But yeah,
All
I
the
did-
foreigners are trying to take our rocks.
exactly. All the rocks and sheep.
Spiff,
It's
are you
really-
from London?
Where do you think I'm from with this accent?
Wales. I'm gonna say Wales because
Nailed it. Nailed it.
I only know about England from Europa Universalis. That's not even a joke.
Oh, okay.
no.
Okay. Well, then it's the I come from the district that was in the top left on the English-Scottish border. So there you go.
Oh, okay. So
The
you got
Westmoreland one.
you got attacked by the Scottish all the time, and
Yep.
we walked through your land to get to Ireland sometimes.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
all I know about that completely. I call Spain like Castile like 99% of the time in my head because
Like landing in Barcelona. Hang on a second. This is meant to be Aragon.
That's real, man. That's my life. That's actually how I react to things in Europe. I'm so bad at that kind of stuff, dude.
You land in Spain and wonder where the caliphate is.
It's like, how's the Ottoman Empire doing? I haven't heard about it in years. Where's the signs for it? What
It's
do you
true.
mean trade isn't going through the Belle Toll anymore? What's happened to the Silk Road?
What? Oh Jesus! What color eyes does SpongeBob have?
Black.
Blue.
Please tell me. I'm just gonna do. Yeah, black is good. Hold on. He just looks like a creepypasta, Spiff. Why did you tell me to do that?
It's new SpongeBob, you know.
I heard they're like making SpongeBob in CG or something now. Is that true? Like he's not hand drawn anymore?
I mean, it's entirely possible. Look what they did with Thomas the Tank Engine.
I
What- did
wouldn't
they call
know.
it?
What did they do?
guy?
They ruined him. He was beautiful.
What did they do with him? I have no idea.
He's all CG now. He's like 3D rendering.
I'm looking at. Oh my god, it's awful. The Hey Arnold movie.
Oh yeah, and that one was good.
That one was like the Tigger movie, but without balls.
What the fuck does that mean?
Did you ever see the Tigger movie?
Yes.
Do you remember how it's like Tigger, like, you know, it's okay, you don't need to find your family because we're your family.
Yeah.
And the Hey Arnold movie's like, oh, actually your parents have been asleep in the jungle for like 20 years.
I think we can work
What?
with these.
Were they like, was there a spell cast on them?
Yeah, there was a like Aztec spell or something on them, and there were a bunch of terrorists who kidnapped the kids, and they hold them hostage with guns on a boat. I'm not making any of this up.
Are you
Sorry,
not?
hang on a second. What? This is a Nickelodeon film.
It's the
Yeah.
Tigger movie.
No,
They didn't have guns in the Tigger movie.
Yes, they did. Mandalore said it was true.
I thought there was someone trying to make a new like Lord of the Rings MMO kind of thing.
You would know, Mandalore. You'd be the guy that would know
I
about that.
I am watching out
Loves
for
one
the.
of those.
I want to play the Gollum stealth game.
Oh my god, my fiance is so looking forward to that. She just worships Gollum.
The problem is I don't really want a narrative. I just want like a Gollum simulator. Like you go to
You
town.
just-
Yeah, you like strangle hobbits in the night, and like you eat fish in the cave. You just live like Gollum.
You scoop fish out of the water and eat them whole.
Yeah,
Scream into the dark. That's just
Yeah, like-
what your life is
Yeah.
like, isn't it?
you like strangle a hobbit at night, and like you have like a skill tree.
What would his skill tree be?
I don't know. You get like speed increases for hobbit strangling, like increased chance for catching fish.
+4 chokeability.
You can jump higher.
I would love that. And like the locals, you become like their werewolf, and they like start hunting for you at night.
Are they gonna let you go into Smaug's chamber in that game? In the Gollum sneaking game?
I don't know if Gollum went into Smaug's chamber, so
He
they
didn't,
kind of
but that's the perfect
they
thing
have
to
to take
do.
some creative liberties there.
They're gonna have like a world raid boss where you and like 30 other golems online like, take down Smaug. You like all pelt him with rocks.
Are either of you guys scared of flying?
Oh no, I'm fine with flying.
I don't know how you guys get over that.
My big fear is I don't know if it's like a fear. I don't like dark water.
I thought you were gonna
But-
say like World War III or something. I was like, yeah, most people, man.
I mean, you watch Threads and you'll be afraid of World War III for a week or two. but
Yeah.
My one of my first memories of where I lived was we actually had a local world raid boss in our lake.
What? What?
Yeah, someone had they got like an alligator, like exotic pet kind of deal,
Mm-hmm.
and they either got too big or they got tired of it or something, so they released it into the lake. And this is not a place where alligators should be. But the alligator did quite well there because it had no competition.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah, and it was like encountering people, and like there was a close call attack, so like the local police are looking out for it. Small town, by the way.
Did you see that guy who got attacked by like an alligator in a lake, and then like the alligator like took his legs off or something, and then he went
Yeah.
back and like killed it?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
but no, this one was not a killer. He was just a suspected killer.
Aw, poor little boy.
Well, no, because it did get to the point where he like tried to attack, and then the cops were like, "All right, we have to try and like comb for it." They didn't find it because there weren't enough. But eventually, there was some kind of event happening, not the 4th of July, but like a block party or cookout or something, and a cop is there, like, you know, kind of making sure everything's orderly, and he sees the gator on the beach, like coming towards it from the lake. And the cop realizes he doesn't have like his shotgun in his car. Small town police, there's like one shotgun between them. But there were some local teenagers and rednecks who had their guns with them because, of course.
Yeah.
So he deputized some of the local civilians
You shitting me to kill an
to help him
alligator?
get the alligator. And so they waited for it to get closer. And they formed a little firing line, and they raided the fuck out of that alligator. There was like nothing to recover of the body.
They swatted the alligator.
Yeah, and I learned about this from my dad because he was on the local volunteer fire department, and he told me like, oh yeah, they just like obliterated this fucking alligator today.
I was gonna
And then
ask.
I was in the local newspaper, and people were mad because there was no picture on the front of the page.
Somebody in chat said Tom Clancy's Gator Squad.
Yeah, there wasn't enough of a oh, this is perfect. Yeah, there wasn't enough of like a body to like show anything. It was like dissolved in the soup in the lake. So they couldn't like hold it up by the tail and be like, look at the big gator we got.
That's why I don't want to go to America. I love the concept of America. Like, I want to try the food, but I don't want to go because there's so many goddamn guns.
Smith, if you're scared of like going to America for guns, in Mississippi, where I went to high school, every child had a rifle and a shotgun and a pistol. Like, that's not even a joke. Like, with them at all times in their car.
I think the only comparison in the UK is if you go to a fancy private school, you might know a few kids who have horses.
Holy shit, yeah, but that dick lines up perfectly.
Mandalore knows about horses.
Oh my god.
It's Mandalore's favorite subject. Oh,
Do you
why
love
am I...
horses? Oh, I saw the
um,
goddamn video. Oh god, yeah.
Well, yeah, I trained them in high school for a while. The thing is, oh my god, there's all sorts of people who you encounter, like, also when you're teaching people horseback riding. There's like, there's like horse girl, there's kids, there's like some older people, and then there's the clear furry who has ulterior motives.
Yeah.
I've only encountered that once, but that was a memorable day.
Wasn't it like your boss that or something that told you, like, hey, you need to watch out for this guy?
Yeah, but, like, I didn't get it back then because I was still in high school, and like, hearing about that was ha ha ha, like a dude would fuck a dog, ha ha ha, and he's like, oh no, we have to be careful around here. What do you mean?
British. I like that one.
Like the bloodshot eyes.
Pretty accurate. The eyes of the flag.
The eyes of the flag.
This is what the streets of England were like when we had the Euros final.
I was gonna say, whenever there's a game of soccer, that's also all I know about Europe.
Well, keep in mind the English and UK flag are very different.
Yep.
Each of them, each have their own flag, so don't point a Union Jack and be like, I love England.
Yeah, don't walk into Wales and go, I love your flag, and then pull out the Union Jack, because you will get
Oh, don't really like that. Speaking of Mississippi, would you like to share their flag?
Speaking of who?
The Mississippi.
Mississippi changed their flag recently, man.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they changed it this year.
Yeah, they changed it. It was like 80% of the vote went towards changing the flag, and also 80% of the vote went to medical marijuana being legalized.
It's pretty good, but it's no Oxfordshire flag, you know. It's the flag of Oxfordshire where I live. Check out that cow.
I'm checking it out.
Wow.
Oh my god. Look at that cow, man.
He's looking at an American and he doesn't like what he sees. If I had to offer any advice to YouTubers, it's like never make a video about cryptocurrencies, because I have lost my Twitter DMs now.
Really?
Oh no.
It's just like endless, like how much to like get a sponsorship of like our cryptocurrency.
Jesus.
Yeah, luckily my response is always the same. It's like all the Raid Shadow Legends offer, which is just you ask for a crisp like $250,000 and then just watch them never respond.
I like poggers.
Who doesn't like pogging?
Have you seen the I almost said Mickey Mouse, Chuck E. Cheese saying poggers?
No, and I hope to never see it.
It's one of the best things ever, though.
Poggers!
There he is. There's Chuck E. Cheese saying poggers.
Oh,
your
he was
entertainment.
streaming.
Yes, he was streaming.
Okay, I thought it was like at a park.
Why is Chuck E. Cheese a VTuber and why is he playing Fall Guys?
Yeah, there's a lot. You've opened up a lot.
There's a lot of questions here.
I thought it'd be like at like the Chuck E. Cheese or whatever, and like some guys like, "Ha, Chucky, say poggers," and like filmed it.
No, it's way worse than that.
You know what the E stands for, right?
No. What does it stand for?
Entertainment. His name is Charles Entertainment Cheese.
His name is that real?
Yeah.
I'm like looking at old Chuck E. Cheese models now, and like all of them are fucking terrifying. Which one of these is the one that you remember?
Oh no, I meant like the logo.
Oh, because
I think the puppet like animatronic was always terrifying.
Yeah, I immediately saw this
Jesus
and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
God, it reminds me of the Red Letter Media Dick the Birthday Boy meme.
The Chuck E. Cheese precursor. There was the other animal, the Showbiz Pizza Bear.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
So, wait, are you telling me Five Nights at Freddy's has, like, some reality to it?
Patrick, where have you been?
I've been in Mississippi, man. I hate to break it to you, but we don't really get news down here. It's just not a thing that happens.
The whole Five Nights at Freddy's thing was like, oh, what if there was an evil Chuck E. Cheese's?
I mean, I get that part, but I thought you were saying, like, there was a bear, like, what the fuck is this outfit? I thought what you were saying was, like, the bear was like, the precursor to Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, no, he was, because, like, he didn't, like, father him in the lore, I'm pretty sure. The company got bought out by somebody, or they rebranded.
He didn't.
Showbiz Pizza was bought out by somebody. That's not Chuck E. Cheese's father.
Yeah, but you just put it in my head that at some point in history, Chuck E. Cheese's was burned.
Do you know my favorite bit of lore?
What's
in Bionicles, it is actual canon that a Bionicles parted the Red Sea.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah.
What
Bionicles canon.
So this guy's name was Biohazard, and he draws these like. He draws these like.
God-given name.
Yeah, that's his real name. It's his God-given name. It's Biohazard E Cheese. And he draws these things that like get featured on all these television shows.
Why?
What the?
Why is this on TV? Why is that bit of art?
Of course, John Oliver's showing it.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many of these. Like he drew so many, and the reason John Oliver's talking about it, I think, is because he bought like a bunch of them, because he like collects them now or something.
Right. Is this now high art for the rich?
Yeah. So there's this like recording on YouTube of this late night show where they're like selling stuff. Here's a clip from it, like a literal clip from it.
Everyone enjoys it. It's item number 70, watercolor sheets and pillowcases by Iron Swords of York. Again, 19 inches wide, 24 high. The assigned value, $75.
It wasn't really an issue, but yeah, I had a close call where I was checking stuff out at a Best Buy, and this was like probably 2 years ago now. And the guy at the counter started looking at me really suspiciously. And like he started chatting. He's like, "So, you ever like go on YouTube?"
Are you serious? Did he say that?
I had that when I was buying a mattress.
Yeah, it was something similar to that. It was like it was a wedge into it.
Mandalore, if I ever see you in real life, that's gonna be the first thing I say to you.
Well, I can't remember what like exactly it was, because I was like, "Oh fuck," and I was just like panicking. It's like, "Oh no, this guy might know." Which is like in retrospect, it's like, "Oh whatever." I should have said yeah, but
I had a guy at work recently find out that I do YouTube.
How's that going?
I don't know what to say. He's probably aware now that I am streaming this live while he's at work, and I took off work to do this. So he's probably like, that son of a bitch using personal leave to go and stream on the internet. I don't know how you guys find time to both play video games and make videos too. It drives me nuts.
I have a lot of editors now. So I have 2 editors, and I have 2 people who help me with script writing, and I have a kind of like producer / PA / manager, and that is the only reason I'm able to make videos.
You make a video every 2 days?
Pretty much every other day, yeah.
Yeah. I have no idea. Mandalore, what about you? How do you make videos?
It's just me, and I'm losing my mind.
Are you? Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
At least with like emails, I probably need to do something about it. At least have someone like manage like, hey, if there's like a duplicate like request for a game or something like that's already on the list, like I need to do something about that.
Just let me look over your emails, Mandalore. Let me be the guy who looks through your emails.
There's already so many from like people are just like requesting stuff, but then they're being buried under these Lost Crusade advertisement offers.
I legitimately have no idea how you guys deal with that kind of stuff, since I've got less than 2K subscribers on YouTube. I get already a ton of emails about people asking me to cover stuff. So I have no idea how you guys handle it. You're fucking heroes in my book.
I know lots of YouTubers who sign off their accounts to like marketing agencies to manage, but I like having my email account because occasionally you get nice fan mail or questions and the like. But yeah, it is kind of reaching a point where it's 80% marketing spam, and there's only so much you can block it.
Yeah, they have so many like little shell companies, so many little new males. It did okay. Wait, Britt, don't you have like an official tea now? Or you had like you had a deal with somebody. I remember seeing that
So
somewhere.
Yorkshire Tea printed a custom box of Yorkshire Tea, but instead of saying Yorkshire Tea, it says Spiffing Tea instead.
Oh,
Oh,
And I've been harassing them for like the last year slash 2 years to allow me to buy custom like branded boxes in bulk and give them to my fans, and we're like finally letting it happen. It's
my
happening.
God, that's so nice.
Like
Well, it's
our,
like I know someone who works for Coca-Cola, and like
Yeah.
they're not allowed to actually be like drinking anything else. Like they
What?
can't drink. They can't drink. If like they're caught drinking a Pepsi product or something, they could get in trouble.
Is that real?
Yeah, I was shocked by that too. But it's like it's like it probably would be meaningless, but it's like, oh, if like someone, it's for PR reasons. Like if a higher up was seen of Coke was seen drinking like I don't know, like a Mountain Dew or something, they could get in trouble.
Oh, I thought we
Because
were
look,
talking
they don't
about,
even drink their own product.
I thought we were talking about like some factory worker, you know, like
Oh, yeah. I'm saying that like scales down to the factory people, basically.
really?
Oh god,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like
Just
if
to
you're
make it-
seen on
make it
break at
fair.
your factory, and you've got like a Pepsi instead of a Coke, it makes sense. I'm trying to get a sponsored brand deal out of Yorkshire Tea as well, because I went to them with this idea of basically I was going to buy a car anyway.
Oh my.
And so,
Yeah.
I know, yeah. And so I thought, okay, what if I get a Yorkshire Tea car? So I'm buying a Tesla and then wrapping the entire thing in Yorkshire Tea advertising
Oh my
for a couple of
God.
weeks, and then just like recording it and be like, hey, you should pay me to buy this car as a company expense, and then let me drive it around as free advertisement for a while.
Let me
Okay,
be
but
your
then-
mobile sponsor.
Okay, but you also know that people are gonna be like, oh yeah, you like the Spiffing Brit? And then,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. This is why I have to kind of like keep it under wraps. Luckily,
Yeah.
I live in a tiny village in the middle of Oxfordshire, so I'm pretty good with the neighbours.
Okay. Did you guys see that guy who's selling a house in like Idaho or something, and he was building his house into a castle, like a European castle?
Oh my god.
Oh.
And
It just looks so out of place in America.
he was building his house into a castle. He got sick. He's not able to finish it or something. The entire inside, like, it's basically just walls that look like a castle walls, right? And then on the inside, it's like a giant car lot. Hey, look, Mandalore, it's Druids. This is a house in Indiana where this guy is selling it. The entire inside of that structure, like the middle of it, is just a giant parking lot.
This actually looks terrible.
It looks awful. Yeah, and it's just in the middle of America.
Like I could literally drive 2 minutes up the road and find a better looking castle than that.
Are you serious?
They're
never been to
all over
England.
the
You could
place.
lie to me.
They're
You could.
all over the place. They're everywhere.
Are they nice in England?
Oh, they're absolutely lovely. I'll send you a picture of one that's close to me.
Okay. I'm jealous. Oh, that is DSP. But it's DS Squee. Have either of you guys ever talked to DSP?
No.
I get the feeling he's probably like a nice dude if you just like talk to him or something.
I mean, I don't know if he really like reaches out to anybody.
Aw. I'm gonna reach out to him, see if I can get him on the show. Oh my god. Is this literally right down the street from you?
Yeah, it's called Blenheim Palace. It's really nice. You can take your dogs on walks around there as well. It's
It's
great.
fucking beautiful,
Nice.
man.
They have corgi meet once or twice a year, so I'm planning to take my corgi next year. It'll be great
Oh
fun.
my god.
The corgi meat.
I know. Look, you have no idea how amazing corgis are. They're so much fun. I love them.
You always post pictures of your corgis. I have Pekingese. I've always raised Pekingese, which are like the dumb, stupid version of corgis. I don't know if you're aware of what a Pekingese is.
I am vaguely.
They-
Today, actually, I went to go see another dog that we're thinking of getting, which is probably the weirdest dog in the universe. It's called a borzoi. It's
What?
like a womble. If someone turned a womble into a greyhound,
How do you spell that?
Oh, the
Balls?
riddle dogs.
Borzoi.
Yeah, they look like dogs who speak in riddles. They creep me
Jesus
the fuck out.
Christ, that's scary as hell.
They're beautiful, and they honestly, they are the fluffiest dog in the universe. They're like thing is just so soft, amazing.
Do they live a
That
long
is a
time?
dog that speaks in riddles.
Yeah, like 16 years, which is
I
quite good
know-
for a hound.
I know greyhounds don't live very often, or very long, very often.
No. They don't live very often. Rare.
Very rare species to be alive.
Have you ever had furry art done of you,
Fish
Mandalore?
I have.
Ever had what?
Oh, furry art. I'd like to see this Mandalore furry art because I've seen furry art of myself, but I always wonder.
I think I've saved every piece of art I've gotten. Yeah, the thing with furry art is it's like people will send it, it's like, oh, that's really nice, but it's like at the same time, if I have to be careful because I might be encouraging this. But it's a problem because what's funny is like Avery knows like a bunch of like super high up there furry artists.
I'm
Like
jealous.
people will pay them tons and tons of money for their commissions of their original little characters or whatever.
Mhm.
And the second they find out, like, oh, you're not a furry, I'm drawing you a persona.
Jesus. Okay.
That'll show you.
Is that
Well,
what you got, Mandalore? You got a persona?
No, it's just like when furry, at least them, it's like if they find out you're not a furry, it's like just like to make you uncomfortable, they'll start like drawing you as a furry.
I like your goblin, Mandalore.
He's quite cute.
He is.
Wish I had time to finish it.
He's not finished? He looks finished.
He looks a bit like aggressive Dobby.
Lowry drawn from memory.
Like how in Harry Potter, like all the not the goblins, all the house elves are slaves.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, if they had like those terrible instructional like orientation videos, they'd probably use like house elves for those.
Absolutely they would.
Like just protect yourself from workplace harassment, like Dobby teaches you in the video.
He just
Dobby says no, sir.
No sexual harassment in the workplace, Mr. Potter.
Don't take your sock off in front of Dobby.
Did
At
you?
least here, it would be nice if there was like a mandatory year where you had to serve either like retail or work in food service. Like
It's like national service, but
yeah, exactly.
teaching you to not be a dick to like waiters and the like.
Yeah,
That
like
would be good.
like I don't fucking trust anybody who like tries to dab on their waiter, especially if they're doing it to like try and impress their friends. It's like, oh my,
you don't-
holy fuck, you don't know what it's like.
You luckily don't really see it that much in the UK. Like I hear about it being a huge problem in the US, but I've only seen it happen, I think, twice.
Yeah.
Like people actually getting like frustrated at the waiters. Like in the UK, you just suck up and take whatever food you're given. Really, like it could literally be the worst thing in the universe, and you're going to go, yes, fantastic, and then you're going to leave and then slag it off on TripAdvisor.
That makes me want to go to fucking Europe, dude. That really just makes me want to go to the UK and Europe, if that's the way it is. That's the exact opposite here. In Mississippi, everyone is rude to waiters. Everyone is rude to, like, staff in general. Like, if that's the type of thing that you want to call it. If somebody works, like, a job that's, I don't know, like a minimum wage job, then they're just going to get treated like shit here in Mississippi.
Jesus, it's not that bad here, but yeah, it's like you'll see some shit.
I met, I literally met my wife through, treating her like shit when she was a waitress.
What the fuck?
Is literally how we met. I'm better at it now, but at the time, I didn't know. I didn't know, and I just kind of like took it for granted and just did whatever my parents did, and I didn't tip her, and then I asked her for some money back, right, on like my bill, and it was just like a couple of cents, and so she had to go to the back, get in a safe, get the money, bring it back to me, and then I was like, oh, it's only a couple of cents, why don't you keep it? And she was like, no, fucker, I went to go get in the safe for this for you. Like, you were gonna keep this, like, 37 cents. And then I was like, huh, I never thought about how much work that actually is and how rude that is.
Christ.
And then I hit her up on Facebook, which is how all good relationships happen.
What the fuck?
Wait, like she gave you your name and then you like, what the fuck?
So
Hello, this is my name. I'll be your waitress this evening. Let me just quickly check
I
with your
can't believe it
Facebook.
ended with marriage, not a restraining order.
what?
How did that
It
end
was.
with marriage?
She said it was 19 cents. It was
Jesus
specifically.
Christ!
I made her go get 19 cents out of the safe.
I can't believe that she followed through with that.
So I went to band practice later that night because I was in a band at the time, and I was like, that girl was really hot. So
Well, I made jump through fucking hoops to get
yeah.
my sense.
So I was like, oh, that girl was really hot. Who is that? I remember her name because she has a very her name is Kira. Like, it's a very specific name, right? And I was like, oh, Death Note, haha. And so I looked her up on Facebook.
I hope that's what you opened with. Like, haha, is your name a Death Note reference?
Mandalore. Listen.
No, you didn't!
Listen, it was a different time.
Hey, remember that asshole who was being shitty to me in the restaurant? Yeah, I mean, it asked if my name was an anime reference.
Yeah.
Yo, did your parents name you after an anime?
Oh my god.
She's like your age, Spiff. So she's like, actually, she's like, let me see. I think she's your age. You're like
That's
7 years older than me, I think. Something like that.
How old do you think I am?
I thought you were like, you're like 33, 34?
Canonically, I am about 576.
Okay.
And then online, I go off of my Wii Fit age, which is 57.
Okay, that's good. That's okay. I go by the age of my lungs, which is like, 83, 82.
It's how you get those early, like, free bus passes in the UK. You go by your Wii Fit age.
So realistically, I'm sorry. I opened with the anime joke, and she has a tattoo of a chocobo on her leg, and I was like, oh, a chocobo, and she has a pyramid head on the other leg, so I was like, this girl's really cool. and then I didn't tip her anything.
Jesus Christ!
I left. And
This
then,
is like I think the tipping system's the reason it's so shitty here.
yeah,
People are like,
Yeah.
I have power over your pay.
yeah.
And if I'm not treated like God himself, you won't get your 15%.
It wasn't that. I had never known anything about tipping. My parents never tipped anyone. I had never worked as a waiter. I didn't know how much waiters made at the time. I thought like they just make normal money, right? So, like I don't see the point in tipping.
I don't get the whole tipping thing, 'cause in the UK, like,
Well,
you don't tip very often, and when you do, it's often a service tax, right? So
Yeah.
they just have
Yeah.
like 10% onto your bill at the end, and it's like, okay, cool, that's fine.
They call that gratuity here.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
found that out growing up because it's like, oh, there's a minimum wage, and it's like, oh no, there's this technicality where if you work food service, actually you can be paid like $2 an hour because of tips or something.
It's
Yeah.
it's
That's
like,
not minimum wage. It doesn't make sense.
yeah, it's so dumb. Like, just pay your people an actual salary so they don't have to worry about actually feeding themselves.
You guys want to
And
hear the
then
cringiest
let them
part
do
though?
bonuses.
The cringiest part of this whole thing was I contacted her on Facebook, right? And then she ignored me, like, for,
Oh, no.
for like
I mean,
days.
I don't blame her.
Dobby's used sock versus Dobby's solid sock. A sock, sir. Dobby gives. Shit, I almost
I
said
mean,
Dobby
I guess it's even worse considering that a sock is a sign of liberty and freedom in the
Yeah.
Harry Potter universe.
I was gonna say
This is
Dobby
like their
gives Harry Potter a sock.
citizenship pass.
Come on, man. You never had a little bit of fun with your ID? Has there been a single good, like, Souls-like game that's come out like that where you were like, okay, this is, like, they've improved on the template, that they used?
Neo 2?
Was Neo 2 that good?
I mean, if we're looking at the whole Souls series.
I never played Neo 2. I heard it was more like Ninja Gaiden, wasn't it?
The,
Also-
like, 3D Ninja Gaiden games?
Yeah. And aren't the people who Aren't the people who made Neo making the new Final Fantasy You Gotta Kill Chaos simulator?
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to buying that day one.
I hate that I am too.
I don't know a thing about Final Fantasy, but hearing that man say he wants to kill Chaos 9 times.
It really worked. It worked.
I'm here to kill chaos.
Chaos.
I swear to God, it's gonna be one of those like he's from the real world things. Their names are too normal. Like their names are like Alex.
Of that.
I swear
One was it's like an isekai or something where he's like he owned a ramen shop, and then a rival ramen shop called Chaosu opened up next door. Or something.
What are you guys betting on for the Final Fantasy Gotta Kill Chaos? Are you thinking it's a literal like imagining of Final Fantasy 1?
The thing is, like I played some Final Fantasy 7 back in the day, but I think some 8, but I knew very little about it continuing until about until a few years ago. I thought they were all direct sequels and not like anthology games.
Jesus
Whenever
Christ, Mandalore.
Whenever I saw trailers, I was very, very confused on what the fuck was happening in the plot.
This is like me and the Chuck E. Cheese thing, man. How did you not know that?
Because I hadn't really played them. I was like, oh, I saw trailers for like 13 and went, oh, they have like guns and robots now? That's kind of weird. Like, whenever a new one came out, I just go, what the fuck is happening in that plot? The last time I watched the Harry Potter, me and some friends had like a counter of what or was not, I can't speak English. What was or what was not a slave. And I think the slave counter got up to like 45 or something.
Oh my god. What?
Well, because it's like they have like all these sentient little things in Harry Potter that they just don't think about like being human beings.
Like the paintings and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or like, oh, I'm gonna enchant this little thing, and like the butter will run across the table to go on your toast.
I have actually thought about that before, of like how you know what? I shouldn't say that like, oh, it's something no one's ever thought about, but I do think about like the random stuff in Harry Potter and how it's hell being that stuff. Sometimes, like, I would not, if I die, don't put me in a painting, dude.
Your life is a magic chair that runs up and allow you catch people before they sit.
Please, just let me go. Just let me go. Did I tell you guys that I met the #1 League of Legends player in the world at one point?
Oh, shit.
And so I met them, like, at the time, they were the #1 League of Legends player or something. If they weren't the #1, then it was, like, top 3. Like, it was like a very important thing. And I met them at a con because I went into somebody else's room for, like, a room party. I'm sure you guys know what those are. And we went in there, and there's this very, very beautiful man dressed in a dress, and he's got on like a wig, and I mean, he's legitimately beautiful. He was actually like very pretty, and I was just like, oh, who's that? And then I started talking to them, and my friend introduced me to them, and then I found out they were in like the top 3 players in League of Legends. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I found this out after I left, right? Like, I went back to Mississippi. I had gone all the way to Portland to go to this con. I came back, and I was like, who was that beautiful boy? And they were like, oh, yeah, that's Matthew or whatever. He's like the top 3 in all of League of Legends. So he was like, it was his party in his room at the hotel. And I was like,
see, I wouldn't expect that for, like, top League of Legends player. I'd expect, like, oh, I saw this crowd of, like, 8 men in white suits with large syringes, and they had like this guy in a Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
Like, had like this dolly for him.
I didn't expect a beautiful crossdresser, man. That was the last thing I expected. He was just straight up a trap. Like, he just looked like a woman. He was very pretty.
Do any of you guys follow competitive esports?
I CS:GO. That's it.
Oh, you follow CS Esports? Oh
yeah.
My goodness, what do you think of Cologne? It was amazing.
It was. I have an embarrassing amount of hours in CS Esports, not in CS Esports, in just CS:GO.
Have you ever been to one of the majors?
No, I want to so bad, but I can't afford to get out of Mississippi, man.
I'm planning on getting a box at Cologne in 2022.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm jealous.
Like, even if you don't enjoy CS:GO or esports, it is just an amazing experience to go to
Yeah,
Cologne.
all these
Absolutely,
dobby-
dude. But I can't afford to get out of Mississippi. I'm afraid I can't
I
go to
understand.
anything like that. I went to Portland that one time, and it took all my money that I had.
And your will to live.
Yeah, well, no, it definitely gave me more will to live to get out of Mississippi.
Have you considered following the American advice and just doing more jobs at the same time? Like, you've got YouTube and one job. Have you considered YouTube and like 2 or 3 jobs?
I'm trying to come up with a snappy comeback to that, but it's more depressing if I just... Is it more depressing and just better if I just say, yeah, I've thought about it?
It's like, yeah, I've got an OnlyFans launching next week.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that anyone could be a YouTuber, but not everyone should be a YouTuber full time because of the mental health.
I kind of agree with that. It's like it's certainly a different kind of like work stress, I guess, because it is nice like working a normal job when you're like, oh, work is done, I can go home and relax. But it's like, oh, with the YouTube, it's like, oh fuck, like I'm sitting here, but I could be working on da 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 da.
And also with like a real world job, if you say, I don't know, work for McDonald's, let's say McDonald's share price is down 5% because they're down like 20% customer intake. That doesn't bother you. You get paid.
Yeah, you're paid stable.
Yeah, when that happens on YouTube, it's like, oh god, right, okay, need to start panicking.
I don't even know what to say. I don't make any money off of YouTube. I don't even know why I'm doing this.
There's a few ways to cheese making money on YouTube.
Yeah, but
we found one recently because I wanted to try and work out why my most like money making video was my most money making video. And then we discovered that YouTube Premium payouts are completely broken, and you can just farm them. So that's why I'm going to be live streaming more often.
I bet. Mandalore 1.3 hour video champion of putting you to sleep. That's...
I mean, I unironically whip them out for my fiance when she's struggling to sleep.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of times we've listened to Mystery of the Druids and...
Oh, the funniest thing with that one is people go like, I like to sleep for this video, but then the guy getting cut apart and eaten starts screaming.
You fucker,
yeah,
that's
like,
real.
Yeah.
That's real. That has happened to me.
I still haven't played Civ 6.
Just don't. Like,
yeah,
it's not worth it.
I was off for a second. I was like, oh wow, like did Civ 6 get better, or is he just torturing himself?
Is 7 coming out?
It's inevitable, but who knows when.
Like, Humankind will have to come out, and then they'll probably give it a couple of years. But Civ 6, like, it's a game for people who like single player and like feeling total control and overpoweredness. It's like, oh, I get to play my overpowered home country. Fantastic.
You're gonna hate this, Spiff, but I have never played a Civ game. Never, not once.
Really?
Seriously? Not even Civ 3 or 4?
Nope, never played it.
Honestly, play Civ 4 or Civ 3. They're really, really enjoyable. Civ 5 as well is great. Civ 5 is probably the best one for multiplayer, despite the fact that it's kind of buggy.
Did you guys ever do that? Like, use your name as your username on the internet? I used to do that.
Absolutely not.
No.
I used to do that when I was a kid.
I wasn't 5 when the internet was invented.
I was, okay? I'm younger than you guys.
No, yeah, like, we grew up, it's like, oh, every YouTube commenter you see is a pedophile. Don't you use your name.
That's true, yeah. I grown up to be naturally terrified of everyone on the internet.
Yeah, I was an idiot as a child, man. You want to know what I can say this. This is probably dead now. This is probably completely dead.
What's your username, like your name followed by your social security number for the numbers?
It was just my last name. That was my. I have such a specific, like, strange last name that I could use my last name as a username.
I could see that if you have like an interesting name.
Yeah.
You're just like, my name is Michael Richards, 55.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Okay.
My last name is literally 1 in a million, so I can't
Yeah.
I can't put my name because otherwise I just can be found in seconds.
Same, exactly.
I always have this fun story of I donated to a streamer / YouTuber friend, and their PayPal email was their full name as well as their date of
Oh
birth.
yeah, what the fuck?
Do you guys remember what your first username was, and like as a child?
No, it's been too long, honestly. That was so long ago.
Mine was something to do with ducks. That's all I remember.
Mine was Gohan the Warrior, but Warrior was spelled wrong.
Oh my god. I think my first like online memories are mainly like Age of Mythology, but like that was my Warcraft 3 for like custom games.
Oh man, I have a terrible comeback to that.
I remember falling for Alt F4 in that game.
Do you?
Somehow.
Oh.
Like the thing was, it wasn't even like in a game I was like in with somebody, because it had like a chat lobby, and some stranger fucking DM'd me in the lobby who said, "Hey, there's a cheat right now that if you hold Alt and press F4, you get unlimited resources."
Ah.
You know, it really played multiplayer, and I tried it.
Here it is in Discord. There's the reason for my original.
Oh my god.
For my original username.